Good afternoon. Nitish, today we are going to talk about synthesis of classes. Let's
Yes,
look
sir.
at what are synthesis of classes all about. Generally, let's look at the whiteboard here. I'm going to type out here what is synthesis of classes. And yes, so we say, for example, synthesis of classes. We're going to synthsis. Yes, here it should be capital. Yeah, synthesis of class. So before that, we'll have to define what is a class, right? So we say a class. What does a class mean? A class is a group of words with subject and verb. All right. A class is a group of words with subject and verb. So that's very important. So whenever we talk about a class, we have to have an easy definition to keep in mind that a class has a definite verb and a subject, right? Let's go further. Then there's something called subordinate clauses, and these subordinate clauses are also called dependent clauses. So we call them dependent. Okay, dependent clauses. Okay, what are they? What is a subordinate clause or what is a dependent clause? It doesn't complete meaning. It doesn't give you a complete meaning. It does give you partial meaning. For example, I say, perhaps she's lucky. Perhaps she's lucky. Okay. She won the game. Perhaps she's lucky she won the game. So she has won the game. Won the game. Okay. Perhaps she's lucky she has won the game. Friends, that's again a very important indicator here. What is it? Perhaps she's lucky. So that is subordinate clause. She has one game as independent clause. So I'm going to type here before the comma. All right, here that's a dependent clause. She has won the game. This is independent clause. All right, okay. Is that very easy to understand? Do you have any questions to ask?
Yep.
Right, okay. So this is like you have one dependent clause and one independent clause. This is, we call it here. This is what we call complex sentence. So what is complex sentence? A complex sentence has a simple format of a dependent clause with independent clause, right? Very simple. Okay. And I can give you some more examples. In case the CEO shows up to the party, we shall buy or we shall gift him. We shall gift him a Rolex. Okay? A Rolex watch. Okay. The Rolex R must be capital because it's proper noun. So any proper noun R could be capitalized, or the word proper noun ought to be capital, especially the first letter of the proper noun. Capital. Right. Okay. In case the CEO shows up at the party, we shall give them a Rolex watch. If you have a simple pattern here, this is again a complex. Look at this. This is called real conditional clause. It's called real conditional. What is a real conditional? A real conditional is made up of, in case here, in case plus what? Simple present tense. The sentence in simple present tense, right? Comma, and then you have an independent clause. Independent clause. This independent clause is in what? The independent clause is in simple future. Independent clause is in simple future. Right, my dear boy? So you understand?
Yes, sir.
In case the
Yep.
CEO shows up the party, we shall give him a Rolex watch. Right. I can give some more examples. Let's look at some more examples and say, if you buy a piece of chocolate, a loaf of bread, let's say, if you buy a loaf of bread, right, you may share a few slices with your brother. With your brother. Lovely. Look at this. If you buy a loaf of bread, right? What is this? If you buy a loaf of bread, this is this particular clause. This is actually a dependent clause. Here I'm just going to put all the dependent clauses in a box. Okay, so you can easily locate them very carefully. Okay, I'm going to look at this. Perhaps
Yes, sir.
lucky. All these. Okay, so look at this. Right. So all these three, I've put them in box, and you are looking at it very carefully. What are they called? These are called, all these three are called subordinate clause or dependent clause. Why do we call them dependent? They depend on another clause to give complete meaning, right? They can't give you a complete meaning on their own. Hence, we call it dependent clause. All right, okay. Let's go further. Let's go further. Do you have any questions? Please feel free to ask me. I'm here to explain.
No, sir.
All right, okay. Okay, so let's move on. Maybe we will clear this up. Have you copied everything? Not yet?
Yep. Yep.
Can I clear the board?
Yes, sir.
Right, so I'm just going to the next one. Maybe I'll use a different color now. I'll use this. Yeah. Okay, I'll use this color. Right. Yeah, let's say compound. I'm going to use compound. What a compound. Yeah. He is a genius, but he fails to tackle his business rival. Business rival. Right. He is a genius. Okay. And then what do? I put a comma here, but he fails to tackle his business rival. Right. So look at this. Here again, I'm going to use this particular but. Here, look at this. But is here. This one. Yeah. Maybe I'll try to pull this up. Yeah. This is right. Coordinating conjunction. What is this called? This is called. Maybe I can put an arrow here, and then I can write. called coordinating conjunction. Coordinating conjunction. All right, okay. Look at this. There are two clauses here. Both are independent clauses. What are those independent clauses? This one, okay, he is a genius. And then this one, he fails to tackle his business rival. He fails, all right, okay. So look at this very
Yes.
carefully. Look at this very carefully. So I would say he is a genius. This one, and then this one again. Two. What are they? It's called independent clause. Independent clause. Okay, is that? Oh God, I've gone back. I hope, yeah, I think I can show you that. Yes. Right. All right, do you see this? Yeah, maybe I'll lock the system. 1 second. Lock the meeting. Lock the meeting. So he is genius, but he failed to tackle his business rival. Okay, these two are independent clauses, but there is a coordinating conjunction. Is that very easy to understand? Right?
Yep.
So lovely. So we have compound. What is a compound sentence made up of? A compound sentence is made up of two independent clauses, or you can even say two or more independent clauses where coordinating conjunction of that. All right, okay, that's it. So let me just, I've tried to talk to you about varieties of clauses, but I'm going to the text now again. Let's get into the text. You see the text now, right? Let's start.
Yes, sir.
Synthesis. What does synthesis mean? Synthesis means the combination of a number of simple sentences into one sentence. Simple, compound, or complex, but they have given very clearly. But remember how, for example, by using a participle, you can make the sentence quite simple. Look at this. He sprang up to his feet, he ran away. Bringing up to his feet, he ran away. Right? She's tired of
Yes, sir.
trying. She decided to quit. Tired of trying, comma, she decided to quit. So how do we use this? I'm going to give you some examples now. May I give you some examples? I'm going to use this
Yep.
whiteboard and then try to give you some examples. Can I clear this? Have you copied?
Yes, sir.
Right. I'm just going to start with a different color now. Maybe here. Okay. Being persuaded by her parents, she decided to marry him. Okay? Being persuaded by her parents, she decided to marry him. Or I can give some more examples. Having got the award, he wanted to write another book. Okay, right? Or say
Okay, sir.
being first in his class. Being first in his class. He proves himself to be the best student, or to be the best smarty, or I say the student. The student, okay? Because in this class, he proves himself to be the best student. All right, okay? All right,
Okay,
so I'm
sir.
going to give you some examples. Having a timetable, for routine work, she makes her way to having a timetable for her routine work. She makes her way to do something better, through online session. Okay. Having a timetable for her routine work, she makes her way to do something better through online session. All right, okay, my dear boy, can you copy it?
Yes, sir.
Please copy it, and then we're going to really talk about the other one later. Please copy it.
Yes, sir. Already copied it. Yes, sir. I'm done.
All right, okay. Can I clear this up?
Yep.
Right, okay. So let's just look at the possession here. So we're using a noun or phrase in our position. This is my mother. Her name is Susie. This is my mother, Susie. By using a preposition with a noun or a gerund, again, her husband died. She heard the news. She fainted. On hearing the news of her husband's death, she fainted. He has failed many times. He still hopes to succeed. In spite of many failures, he still hopes to succeed. Right? By using the absolute construction again, the watch was expensive. He could not buy it. The watch being expensive, he could not buy it. Okay. The cot was too small. He could not sleep on it. The cot being too small, he could not sleep on it. All right. Okay. Please copy it. If you have any questions, you can ask me or take a screenshot. We'll proceed further.
Okay, sir.
All right. So may I proceed further?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So should I give examples for this? Do you want me to give some examples for?
Yep, of course.
Okay, I'm going to give you some examples. I can go to the whiteboard again. I'm going to type here something. Okay. For example, she bought a beautiful villa. She invited all of it by next week. Celebrated the party, to invited all of us by next week for a party. The house, the new villa, okay, or in her new villa, let's say, in her or at her new villa. That would be better to say, at her new villa in Perth. Okay, in Perth.
Okay, sir.
Just try to look at it. Okay. So how do we convert this? We say having bought a beautiful villa, comma, she invited all of us by next week for a party, for a party at a new villa in Perth. That's it, my dear boy.
Yes,
Having
sir.
bought a beautiful villa, she invited all of us by next week for a party at a new villa in Perth. Can you look at it? What is happening here? This particular clause, this become a simple sentence here because we have converted having bought a beautiful villa here. This particular clause, she bought a beautiful villa. Okay. So what have we done? We have tried to convert this. We have tried to convert this. Is this okay? She bought a beautiful
Yes, sir.
villa. He is having bought a beautiful. The second clause remains unchanged. Look at this. This remains unchanged. Whereas the other one, like you see, whereas this one, both these are, you know, this is the independent clause, all right? So this is in fact this is independent clause. Okay? Whereas this one is a dependent clause. Dependent clause. Okay, is that okay? Is that easy to understand?
Yes, sir.
The spelling for dependent could be also D-E-N-T, D-E-P-E-N-T-E-N-T, both are accepted. All right. Okay. All right.
Okay, sir.
So, but, yeah, that's it. So, do you have any questions? Have any questions? I try to answer.
No, sir.
Oh, so we have two independent clauses. What are we having? There is one independent clause, another independent clause. That means even this, I'm going to change the color faces. Even this is an independent clause. Okay, even this is an independent clause. Right. So please understand there are two independent clauses. Whereas here, this alone, or I could change color. Yeah. In this, she invited all of us by next week for a party. That's no, that's yeah. That's again independent clause. Right? There are two independent clauses. Whereas previous one, there are two independent clauses. The first one, she bought a beautiful villa. That's an independent clause. She invited all of us by next week for a party at a new villa in Perth. That's an independent clause. Subsequently, when you say having bought a beautiful villa, that's a depend. That's not. That's in fact, you know, it doesn't really become totally independent. It does indicate. What does it indicate? It indicates the participial phrase. It seems to be an extension. But I've given you as a dependent clause. But anyhow, she invited all of us by next week for a party at Kabula. So having bought a beautiful villa, we can even call this a dependent clause for one reason. The subject is absolutely implied. Who bought it? She bought it. Okay, but some grammarians would prefer to call this. Let's say they would call this participial phrase. So I'll just write there terminology for you. Participial phrase. Okay, participial phrase. That's what some grammarians call them. So that it doesn't. Please understand. This is participial phrase for them. This is a participial phrase for this. Okay, clear? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Do you have any doubts, my dear boy? No?
Mm,
Is that
no, sir. Can you just say the can I say the meaning of participant?
participial phrase?
Right, sir.
Participial
Participation
phrase.
and independent class.
Yeah. So what is a
Classes.
participial phrase? Participle, the present participle is a having, have plus ing, present participle. Having bought a beautiful villa. Okay. What is a phrase? A group of words with partial meaning. A phrase, I'm going to give you here the definition. What is the phrase? Phrase is a group of words with partial, okay, group of words with partial. Phrase is a group of words with partial meaning. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Right, okay. So here, what is it? There is a participle there. What participle you have? Present participle. So in this case, we have used the present participle to convert a simple sentence into a participial phrase.
Okay, sir.
And just making it easy for you. Right.
Yep.
Okay. There. So any doubts, please copy it. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. Independent clause has got complete meaning. So how is it different from others? I'm going to type here. An independent clause will have complete meaning. It has complete meaning. Okay. So that's extremely important. That's something that we have to really understand. What is independent clause? An independent clause has complete. Okay. Clear?
Okay, sir. Yep.
All right. Okay. Okay. So I think with this, I'm just going to wind up. Before I wind up, I would like to ask you any questions you have related to simple sentences, complex sentences, compound sentences. We will have next session. In fact, tomorrow we'll have another session where we'll discuss it further. We're going to talk about in detail about, again, all these once again. Is that okay?
Okay, sir.
Right. Thank you. Have a great time. Enjoy it.
You're welcome.